All right, guys, welcome back to the channel again. We're going to do part 2 of this budget rebuild for the Jeep. Today we're going to be working on the lights. So I did pick up a set of the Harbor Freight road shock lights here. I'm going to do kind of a little unboxing here, kind of show you what they look like and all that kind of stuff. And I did pick up some ditch light brackets for the Jeep also. So that's what we'll be doing today, installing it. Price wise, I bought the lights for $100 each, and I'll show you in there. You don't need a wiring harness. You can wire them up yourself if you'd like to, but it also, Harbor Freight also does sell a wire harness that you can pick up for another 70 bucks, which I did just to kind of make the wiring a little bit easier and stuff like that. And then I picked up some ditch light brackets off of Amazon for about $30, I believe. So continuing with the budget here, not looking to spend a whole bunch. So far they have good reviews. They are going to be very similar looking to like the Baja Designs as far as output and stuff like that. Probably wouldn't imagine it's going to be as bright, but if quality wise, if they hold up and if they're almost as bright as like the Baja Designs, and I think it's a good value for sure. But let me kind of show you what we got here. These are the ditch light brackets I picked up. They're just some kind of like generic brand off Amazon, but they seem pretty nice. So they're called like Nylite, but they're made out of aluminum. And they're powder coated black. So they seem nice, and they give you some kind of adjustability for how you want the lights mounted and angled and stuff like that. So these is what we'll be mounting up on the pillars. And then let me show you, we'll do an actual kind of unboxing here of the lights too. So these are the Road Shock LED. The ones I bought were the spot and flood combo lights. They do have just a spot also, but I wanted both, so I picked up the combo. And then they do also have, because I'll probably angle them straight forward, because they do have some side shooters here, so I think we'll see how much it lights up to the side. Because since it has a spot, I don't want to really angle them to the side for a ditch light. If they were just a floodlight, if they had a flood only, I probably would have bought that and kind of angled them a little bit to the sides to have like a ditch light / floodlight type of thing. But they don't have that. So they'll be angled forward, and I'm hoping the side shooters here will put out enough kind of light to the side that it'll help for like a ditch light type of thing. But let me go ahead and open up the box here for you guys. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open up the lights here. So they come packaged very, very well. Nice box, a lot of foam here to help protect them. And then they have a few features that I really like too. So they come with a black cover for the states that need the off-road lights to be covered. So they come with a black cover. So you can pop that off, and we'll take a look at the actual lights themselves. So the lights here, they seem very, very good quality. I'm pretty sure they're made out of aluminum, but they have a nice heat sink on the back. And then the plugs and stuff like that seem like they're very high quality too. Lenses look good. We'll see if they ever have any kind of like fading or anything like that. And they feel pretty like heavy, so nice like premium feel to them. So I'm really, really happy with how these look and how these feel. Let me show you what else comes in the box here. Pull that out. Again, a lot of foam packaging, but on the back side here, it's another feature I really like. It does bring also an amber cover. So you can snap that amber cover on, which is nice because I like the amber lights, but I like to be able to run amber only when I want the amber and run the clear when I do want the clear. So this gives you both options, which is really nice. So that gives you that amber color, but you don't need to run it all the time. You can pop it off, and then you can have just the clear, or you can have the black cover if you need to run that. So that's cool that they give you that option. So they bring you that option there. And then inside you just have your mounting bracket, which again feels pretty heavy, so it feels like very good quality. So, and then the coating on there looks nice. So quality of the headlights quality of the actual lights themselves seem really, really good for being Harbor Freight. They give you some fuses, they give you some hardware, And then they bring, this is what it'll bring if you don't buy the wiring harness. It's a nice like Deutsch style plug, plugs into the back, waterproof. It's got nice rubber fittings here. And then you have basically 4 connections. So you have your ground, and you have, so these have the 4 lights. And so they have a low beam and then a high beam. So low beam will be just these bottom 2 on, and then high beam will be all 4 on. So you'll have a red, and I forget the red is either going to be for low beam or high beam. Same thing with the white, it's either going to be for the low beam or high beam. And then you also have an amber backlight, which is really cool with these. So you have a yellow cable here, and that will be for your amber backlight. So that's really awesome. It has a nice backlight feature, like a lot of the high-end, lights do. So I think if these lights come out to be very good, if the light output is good and the actual lights themselves stay like water resistant and stuff like that and hold up to the elements, I think these are gonna be a really, really good buy. So they make these in like I have the 4 here, they also make a 6 one. So a 6, so it's like kind of like, these are kind of like the Baja Designs LP4s, and then the 6s are kind of like the LP6s. Similar looking and stuff like that. Quality we'll have to see down the road, of course, but that amber backlight is a cool feature to have, like all those high-end ones do. But I'm not probably going to use this because I'm going to use that other harness. Let me go ahead and grab the other harness and kind of show you what that looks like. All right, and then this is what I picked up for them. And so this is a wire harness that's made for these lights. They come with relays. It comes with a switch and all that stuff, but I have a Vos switch already in the Jeep that I'm going to use. So I just want the main wire harness, and then the actual switch itself I'm not going to use. I'll just adapt it into my Vos switch, but let's see what this kind of looks like here. So it seems like a nice heavy duty harness here. Let's cut that open. What's nice is especially these lights, that they offer like a plug and play kind of harness situation thing, I probably always will go for that, just to keep all the wiring easy and stuff like that. I can wire everything in if I had to, but this saves so much time. So the only thing I have to check and see on here is the actual backlight feature and see what that is going on. But basically it comes with your fuse, it comes with a relay, it comes with the Deutsch style plugs. And so this will plug into both. And then of course your power, which I'll run the power straight to the battery, but then the actual switch itself I will run into the truck. And then I think, so this may be, yeah, this is the yellow cable. So this is what I was hoping it was going to be on there. So this is for the amber backlight. And so this basically you just tap into any of your kind of not always on, but on when the ignition is on kind of lights or something like that. So I'm probably not going to use this tap, so I'll cut this, but I'll run into like a fuse tap into the fuse box. So that's what I was hoping this wire harness was going to include in here, was for the backlight. And then switch wise, like if you don't have a switch or anything like that, it comes with like your normal type of rocker switch, which is nice. It's a nice switch. And then it gives you those 2 settings, so your low beam and high beam. So that's pretty nice. But that's what the whole kit is. So with the wire harness, it costs about 270 bucks. If you were looking at like LP4s, I think the LP4s are like 600 bucks. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but I want to say they're like 600 bucks, so probably about 3 times the cost. And are they about 3 times the quality better? I guess we'll figure out in the long run, right? But if these hold up good, it's definitely a good value. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started installing this onto the truck. All right, guys, so give you a little heads up. So I got the brackets mounted. Double check your mounts that you get. The bolt that comes with the lights is pretty massive. And it doesn't fit through my actual mount here. So I had some extra bolts laying around from the Bilstein kit that I just did. And they fit in here perfect. The only thing with the stock one, which is nice, this big bolt, there is, I don't know if you can see in there, but there's two little lips there, so it kind of holds the bolt in there, so you wouldn't have to hold a wrench and on the top and bottom to kind of tighten it down. But anyways, I will have to do that, but now it fits in there fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and mount these up to the brackets themselves, and then actually I might mount the brackets first. I might mount the brackets first and see the tolerances between this and the hood, and see if I can get a wrench in there and stuff like that to tighten that down. But moving on to the next step. All right, guys, quick update. So I got the wire harness kind of run here. It is coming out on this side. So if you own a Jeep, either JL or JK, or sorry, JT Gladiator, like I have here, the wire harness that you buy from Harbor Freight, if you want to use it, it's almost too short. So I tried to run it just through here and up underneath this kind of weather stripping here, and then through here and up, but Lily was off by like maybe 3 inches on each side. So what I did was run it underneath the cowl. So the long end I have coming through onto the passenger side, the short one is on the driver's side, and then I have the main cable running from there, and I'm going to run it over here to the battery switch. But if you run it under the cowl, it gives you enough room to where you'll be able to plug it in and still hide it underneath this panel here. So just give you a heads up, at first I thought it was maybe going to be too short, but I did get it run, and it is long enough now running through the actual cowl itself. And then running down here, and I'll zip tie it against the firewall there, and then it should be good. And then this is the switch panel that I had, so Vo switch. So I'm gonna wire it into my Vo switch here, and then I have the fuse box here, so I'll run a fuse tap into that amber backlight. So I'm gonna go ahead and run that now, and then we'll see what it all looks like. All right, guys, so we got everything installed now. Take a look. Tolerances are very close, but everything fits good. I like the mounts nice and low profile. I got the cords running in clean to the back. And then of course I'll give you a look. I think a look at night. But everything looks good. I like the size of them. They look good on the Jeep for the size. And I'll show you how. And so in here, I've got my switch panel here, and this is how I have it wired up. And so basically the first one is the low beam, second switch is the high beam. The only thing I didn't have a chance to do was the backlight, because I bought the wrong size fuse taps. I need like a tiny fuse tap. So I'll have to get that so I can run the backlight on there, the amber backlight. But other than that, they're on. I think they look really good. And again, before I close out this video, I'll kind of show you what they look like at night. Just wanted to give you a look of what the lights look like after they're installed. So the amber backlight looks a lot brighter on camera than it actually is. It is pretty bright, but not as bright as it's reflecting on here. But it looks good. And so right now, I just have my halos on. That's just my halos. But I'm gonna jump in the Jeep and kind of turn on the lights and kind of show you what they look like here. This is the switch I have, the switch panel for my lights. So I will kind of give you a look here. Let me roll down my window. So out here, can't really see anything. It's very dark, but my Tundra is right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on. My low beams here, which is more like a spread. It's not a spot or nothing like that. I'll show you what it looks like. And then boom. Now I may cover up because you see the lighting up on the side here and everything like that, because it's got side shooters coming out the side of the lights. But now you can see it lights up the whole side of the Tundra over here. So that works good as like a ditch light. And then, so I'm gonna turn that off. And then we'll turn on the high beams now and we can see how far they shoot. And they are shooting all the way down to the houses across there, across the street from me. And my driveway is angled up. So, and it's still lighting up everything. So it's lighting up everything on the side now. And lighting up everything in front of me. So again, I'm gonna turn this off. Boom, it lights up a lot. You can see my whole neighbor's house over here. You can see my whole neighbor's house over here now. Turn that off so I don't bother them. But yeah, so these lights have been really, really good for the price, I think. It definitely puts out a lot of light. The amber running backlights are very nice. With my actual headlights on and stuff like that. That's my actual headlights. The ambers, you don't really notice them too much. So the backlight's nice. But yeah, definitely I think for the money, I think it's very, very good quality. We'll see if they hold up. Definitely puts out a lot of light output. I've never had Baja Designs or any of those other bigger brands like larger lights like these, so can't tell you comparables. But with the actual headlights on, let me go ahead and turn on the lights one more time and see if it can overpower them. Oh yeah, you can tell they overpower for sure. Super, super happy with these lights. All right, guys, well, stay tuned. Part 3 is coming up next for wheels and tires, and we'll have more stuff happening to the Jeep.